Here's the CNN story. They even get it right on this issue. Get real, Mexico. It's just a cartoon. And it goes on. I realize this might be an imprudent question leading up to September 16th, Mexican Independence Day. But what in the world is the matter with Mexico? Here you have a drug war that has caused the deaths of more than 28,000 Mexicans, with the resulting loss of billions of dollars in tourism and foreign investment in the economy already in distress, drug gangs terrorizing the population, school children being taught to duck and cover under their desk in the event of gunfire, the corrupt and discredited institutional Revolutionary Party making a comeback thanks to voter discontent over the war, and dire warnings from international organizations about how the whole country could be on the brink of collapse. And what offends the sensibilities of Mexicans? A cartoon. American cartoonist Daryl Cagle recently came under fire south of the border after drawing a Mexican flag with a provocative twist. The flag is supposed to feature an eagle perched on a cactus devouring a snake. In Cagle's rendition, the eagle lies in the center, riddled with bullet holes in a pool of blood. Cagle said his drawing, which went out to more than 800 newspapers around the world and has been published in at least 2 newspapers in Mexico, was intended to draw attention to the horrible violence in the country. Instead, the imagery unleashed furious anger. The Mexican newspaper El Universal, which ran the cartoon, heard complaints from many readers. "It's a shame," said one. A patriotic symbol like our flag, which is so beautiful to me, can be mocked by a stupid cartoonist. Even the Mexican embassy in Washington, which must not have had more important matters to deal with, got into the act, criticizing it. They went on to say they respect and defend free speech and freedom of expression in any way it's manifested, but regarding the case of Mr. Cagle's cartoon, we differ on the use he makes of the Mexican flag and the message it conveys. And it goes on from there. So you can't wear American flags. The 30 million Mexicans here in the U.S., large portions are threatened by it. You've had illegals come out of the public schools all over the country, go to police stations, fire stations, post offices, private businesses, and pull down American flags. Stomp on them. And if you criticize it, you're bad. It's my First Amendment to say I think that's wrong and shows a hatred of this country. And look, I don't care what color you are. I want to live in peace with everybody. But if you are so offended by the American flag that you're pulling it down at post offices, if you're so offended by it that you don't want people wearing it at public school, you're so offended by it, a cartoonist can't show that Mexico is in deep trouble. I mean, how many cartoons have you seen making fun of the American eagle as a symbol of the federal government? It's constant. That's what freedom of expression and speech is about. And either you support it. I mean, I don't like these reports of Muslims in the West Bank burning the Bible. It's disrespectful. It's hateful. But it's their right to do it. And if they start burning Bibles here in the United States, I don't like it, but it's their right to do it. But to threaten to kill this pastor is the opposite of what this country was founded on, and I will defend that preacher's right until I'm dead to burn the Koran, because it's his right to do it as an American. With the Bill of Rights and Constitution, he has that right, even though it's distasteful. And I think it's disgusting. I have a right to say it's disgusting. And that I think it's going to... The Pentagon is upset about this because it will illustrate what many of the troops have already been taught, that this is a war against Islam, that we are over there. That's what they're taught in these different speeches the generals give them. That's what comes out. They promote a kind of fake Christianoid idea over there, that they're part of some holy war, against Islam. So let's just be honest about it. And this illustrates what people really feel. If you don't want our troops being killed, pull them out of Iraq, pull them out of Afghanistan. And then if Muslims don't want to support free speech, well, then we don't have these massive numbers of people immigrating here. You never hear a discussion or a debate about that. If people don't like the American flag, don't immigrate here. If you don't like free speech, don't immigrate here. But at the same time, we shouldn't be over in their countries. We shouldn't be running around inside their nations. I mean, can you imagine how much they hate us? We're all talking about how they want to blow us up and be terrorists over here. Since the 50s, our government's been overthrowing governments over there, mainly secular governments that want to be our friends. The globalists don't want that. They want a bunch of crazed extremists running things. We're going to come back, talk to Richard Gage, and then, folks, the police state news I've got in the third hour after we take calls is off the charts. It's off the hook. Look at this. Victims of extraordinary rendition, that's kidnapping, cannot sue U.S. court rules. They're also announcing what I told you they do 7 years ago, because Homeland Security said that was the plan. They're going to have random checkpoints all over America, strip searching you, body scanners, bathing you in radiation. We've got to say no to this. It's about training you to live in a total police state, and even NBC admits that. The headline's police state. We'll be right back.